You ready?
Dude, I'm so ready.
Okay. So, and I got to have to try to open these wines in a hurry. So, welcome everyone to This Week in Sonoma Valley online, and it's the quarantine edition. We're sheltering in place. That doesn't mean that we can't have fun and talk about what's happening in Sonoma Valley. I'm joined with Paul Giusto, the guy. I don't even know what corner you are in my screen, but the guy on your screen. Paul, how are you?
Fabulous, Tim. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It looks like you are surrounded by wine.
I'm surrounded by
Like,
much vino.
So you're sipping in place the right way. You're doing it absolutely. That is a lot of wine, Paul.
There's the finished product right there.
Oh my gosh. So that's a ton of wine. People can just call you and order that stuff and you'll ship it to them, won't they?
Was a ton of wine when it came in as grapes.
That's true. Matter of fact, I want to thank you because you're like a returning alumni to This Week in Sonoma. You were one of our first ones during harvest. We did one with you.
Love being one of the first.
And I bet you some of those grapes that we did are in those barrels behind you right now.
I bet they are. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right. Well, I want to talk to you about people are sitting in their homes and we're just kind of hanging out. And I hear people are drinking a lot of wine, which
I hear the same thing.
Seems like a cool thing. My thoughts are we could talk a bit about different types of wines people have. And they can get your wines or they can get the wines that they have available, right?
Sure.
Some people are just getting stuff, but they can also order stuff.
Drink, whatever wine it is, just drink it, right? Drink wine across the board. Generally speaking, wine. Whether it's ours or someone else's or whatever.
Right. Right? Just look for Sonoma on the label. It'll be good.
Amen.
But that's the way it is. So can I talk to you a bit about a wine called, I'm going to pull this one up here, Chardonnay.
Yes.
Chardonnay. It's a white wine.
Burgundian varietal.
Burgundy. What does Burgundian mean? Is there some guy named like Burgund? What is that?
It's the region of come on, Tim.
Fancy. It's part of France. Burgundy,
France. Yeah, the famous Burgundies of the white Burgundies of France are made from Chardonnay. So whenever you have a white Burgundy from France, most of it is Chardonnay in the bottle.
Got it. And this is so a Chardonnay. This one's from Carneros, which is southern Sonoma Valley.
Yes, it is.
Right.
You've got the natural wetland habitat and the climate and all the water and the sloughs. It's really a really cool part of Sonoma Valley that not a lot of people get to see, like the canals and the different things that spill into San Pablo Bay. And
how we're kind of connected, the San Pablo Bay to the San Francisco Bay. And I think what people don't know is that brings in cool air.
A lot of it
cools off your grapes.
Typically, by grape variety, you're going to want to, the cooler climate grapes that need a little bit more of a temperate environment, like Chardonnay and Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Need a bit more of a modest climate, if you will.
Okay.
Not modest, but just a little more.
Wear like a full length clothing.
Yes, exactly.
That's right. More modest. They say Mr. and Mrs. a lot. Like
Cabernet
that.
and Merlot and all those big varietals do well in the heat. Chardonnay, like a real spoiled environment, if you will, where the fog comes in at night, cools them down, and then sun comes out around 9, 10, or 11. They work hard for a few hours and they go back to sleep. Chardonnay and Pinot are spoiled.
So they're basically like quarantined. They get up, they work a little bit, they go back to bed.
They fake like they're working.
They're in sweatpants all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So
nice
I have the Chardonnay here in my official branded cup, which are still available for sale through the business.
I have one of those.
Do you? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a hard time finding glasses that aren't logoed. So that's why my production assistant is.
You too?
Exactly. So I was trying to try the right one.
Shameless plug.
What I like about Chardonnay is that a lot of people can get it. It's very popular. Some people like that kind of buttery flavor. Some people don't. It depends on the kind of Chardonnay you're getting.
Sure.
You guys put this in oak. I see barrels behind you.
Yes, those are red barrels mostly. Our white barrels are next door where all the tanks are and everything, all that good stuff.
They appear to be the same color, Paul. How do you know if it's a red barrel or a white barrel?
Well, these particular barrels, the red barrels have red stripes down the middle. And they have red wine spilled all over them. That's
I got you.
Yeah. And hey, winemaking 101. You can, once you turn a white barrel red, it's always a red barrel, right? You're not going to put white wine back in a red barrel. So for our Chardonnays, and we make a few of them. This is one that is, kind of in that everyday price point, if you will.
Okay, I like that.
But all of our Chardonnays see some oak in various capacities. I mean, this one will see maybe about 4 or 5 months of oak, and then we'll also do secondary fermentation to it, maybe certain portions of it. That wine there is made up of 4 different vineyard blocks. Okay. Here in Carneros, and we can treat them all differently. Kind of depends on how they are when they come in. If the sugars are high, acids are low, or you've got your, say, like a favorite block that you like to work with that might give you more acidity or more different green apple components. We might treat that differently than a base component.
Because some people don't know that you blend different types of wine sometimes, because you could have a single block, maybe even a single row, but you could also use this almost like the way a painter uses different paints, right? You kind of mix them and play with a little bit and then kind of get the finished product. So you're constantly maybe going back to that barrel and trying it throughout the process and seeing how it tastes and stuff like that. Or am I doing that wrong? I'm not a winemaker. You are. So
well, that's very accurate in that you can do them separately and individually and have like a single block offering, and we do that. Some of our reserve wines are, it's just this particular vineyard block. Okay. You're basically bringing the specificity down of where the source is.
Got it.
And that's really valuable for a lot of people. And quite frankly, depends on how much you're charging for your wine too, right?
Right.
I'll pull the curtain back a little bit. I mean, this particular wine, again, 4 or 5 different vineyard blocks, maybe 1 or 2 of those will be part of our reserve program.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
And then each of those components is going to offer something different to the table. We like the blend of this, and I hate to call it a blend because it's 100% Chardonnay, but the vineyard blend of this, vineyard components of this work really well together for a medium-bodied. It's got a little bit of lushness, it's got a little bit of oak, but it's really centered on fruit, nice vibrant acidity, real clean sort of style. So it walks the middle of the line.
And it's not super buttery. What I've noticed, which is I'm not a big fan of super buttered stuff, which is good. Some people are, but I like that because sometimes you get too much in your mouth. You get that.
Yep.
I don't know what that's called.
A lot of people like the.
Yeah.
Knows well.
Next up, should I do the general or the red?
I would do the Sonoma Red Blend.
Sonoma Red Blend. Okay, so I got the Sonoma Red Blend.
Yeah, that's our bread and butter.
Okay.
In terms of like our Red Blend, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Petit Verdot, Malbec, a little bit of Syrah, sometimes a little bit of Petite Syrah, but it's typically 60% plus. That is the vintage.
I was going to say it's a nice cork. I've got a cork oak, so if you ever need cork, I'm happy to provide you.
Thank you.
I could probably get
15,
5 or 6 corks.
5 or 6. Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Sometimes we run short right in the middle of a run.
I will
give you a call when you're in the office.
I will run right out and strip that tree naked in my front yard.
And then come back to Sonoma.
I'll do that for you.
I know you would. That'd be great.
I just want to show off my skills because this is also, people don't know how to use one of these things. Waiter's little helper or whatever.
Why don't you open the wine first?
Watch this. Ready?
Boom. Look at that.
That sound. Okay, so this is a Sonoma Red Blend. I'm going to try to pour it here at the camera. Here we go. I know I should have washed my glass, but I just drank it. Is that cool?
I'll just put this on.
Thank you. All right, so this is a blend. You mentioned a blend. You named all the different grapes that are in there.
Yep.
Why would you just have like a red blend? What does that mean? What's the point of that?
You get to kind of transcend single varietal characteristics. And, Cabernet is great, but, Cabernet is Cabernet. I mean, we get to have a little fun with this one when we make quite a few blends. And this one in particular is really kind of what we're known for, the Sonoma Red Blend. We also have our single vineyard Bordeaux blend, and the General's a blend, and then we've got Stand and Deliver's a blend. We got our Highwayman proprietary red blend. I mean, we've got a lot of red blends.
You named a wine after a 1983 movie, Stand and Deliver.
Stop.
You honestly did that. You're like,
we love Adam Ant so much that we named it after his song.
Got it. Yeah, even better.
His song. Exactly.
That could work on so many. You can just sell to different people, man. Math teachers.
Edward James Olmos is going to have a case of Was he in that? Edward James Olmos?
He was. Is he still alive?
Peter Bratt? No, was he in it?
No, you know who was in that one? Was Lou Diamond Phillips. Lou Diamond Phillips. Which is weird. His name's Lou Diamond. He's in La Bamba too, I think.
He is in La Bamba.
Okay, so this wine, I'm going to pour it into a red glass so people can see it. So I should have done that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Bad wine guy. Again, this kind of wine's cool because it's also good for sipping, sheltering in place. And you said it's an everyday wine, so people can find it in a lot of places. And you don't have to put on your fancy sweatpants. You can wear your normal everyday sweatpants for this.
This is normal everyday sweatpants drinking wine. Exactly. This is the grill wine, medium plus bodied, some nice tannin, a little bit of grip, but not overwhelming, lush, lots of fruit.
I like that you called it a barbecue wine. That's a great
It is. Totally is. We're not afraid of it.
Would you be doing that with a fish or a red meat or a lamb, or what would you be doing that with on the grill?
On Sunday, grilling, pork chops or lamb chops, which I'll do for Easter.
Nice.
We'll have this. Absolutely.
Okay, good call.
And it is actually, speaking of barbecue wines, come to think of it, it is available it's served at the local barbecue place in Sonoma.
It is?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Of course, what's funny is I think Sonoma wines are served basically everywhere in Sonoma. Like you go to get your taxes done and the accountant's popping up in a bottle for you.
Nice. Yeah. You're like, hey, right next to the pencil sharpener.
Like, there you go. Nice. All right, I'm going to open this one next. This is the General.
That is the General.
Okay. So why is it called the General? What does that mean? Like, what's going on?
Well, Sonoma, we have such a deep, rich, long history of being the birthplace of California.
Right. Bear Flag Republic, Bear Flag Revolt, for those of you following along from home.
Yeah, Bear Flag, and the gentleman who was overtaken at the Bear Flag Revolt, Mr. General Mariano Guadalupe Vallejo. He founded the city of Sonoma. He founded the town. He founded the pueblo.
Early governor.
He was the guy, right? And
I also heard, though, he did not really object to the Bear Flag Revolt. Like, he was like,
I think he was in on it.
They tied him to a chair, but he was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go non-violently. Yeah, and maybe you can omit some of this political stuff in this video. Really, I think the back label says it all. So we say our Sonoma Valley heritage rests on the shoulders of a few good men. Okay. We salute Sonoma's founding father, the General, with this legendary red blend.
Okay.
So it's really an ode to him and all the efforts and sacrifice and creating this marvelous town, which has become yours and mine, our pride and joy.
It's a great spot. All right, I'm going to try this wine here. So this wine is it going to be taste-wise? How's it going to compare to the other one? The other red one.
Yeah. So this is going to be a little richer. Not a little richer. It's going to have more full-bodied.
It's got kind of a deeper feel to it.
Yes.
You know what did Frank Zappa say about writing about rock music is like dancing about architecture? So it's kind of like talking about wine. You got to just go out and buy it and do it and taste it. Really.
Right.
So right here. Oh yeah. So when you mentioned tannins, tannins are the thing at the end of the taste, right? And they kind of have, I don't want to say it's bitter, but it's that thing in the back of your mouth, and I can't describe it again, but that seems to be less tannic than the other one, and I could be wrong.
This one is less.
Why is that?
Probably because the first one you tasted, because your palate was in work mode,
right.
And then you tasted Chardonnay. The first one's always going to, probably the intensity is going to be much greater until your palate gets acclimated. Now, this wine is a year older, and so it should be softer.
Okay, so as wines age, and I know some people will buy wines and put them in a cellar.
Mm-hmm.
And here in California, we don't have cellars; we have crawl spaces. And their crawl space, or their cellar's often a closet that's climate controlled. But so that the wine will soften with age.
It will definitely, yes. Especially it will in barrel, but once you get it into the bottle and tuck it away for a while, it really just starts to just develop, and all those flavor components come together, and it just softens out.
I got a question from my production assistant. She's asking, what are the ingredients in this wine? She's actually sniffing them, and my production assistant, I got to point out, is 13. So she's not tasting them, but she is sniffing the bottles here.
I don't know that my 13-year-old would really care about what they're doing. And I'm in the wine business, and they never ask. This is Malbec and Petit Syrah, 50-50.
So Malbec's from Argentina, I think, originally. Or it's famous.
Originally, it's from France.
From France, I'm sorry.
Bordeaux varietal.
Okay.
So you would blend Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Malbec, and you get your Bordeaux's of France. And then, the Southern Hemisphere did take that varietal and run with it.
Okay.
Maybe 15 plus 20 years ago. They were met with wild success with that varietal kind of representing that region. Then there's a little bit, there's quite a bit of it grown in California, but in specifically Sonoma Valley, there's a couple of vineyards that have it, and we do like 6-7 tons a year, and sprinkle it through some of our wines. This one in particular.
And you said the other one was, you said it was Petit Syrah?
Petit Syrah, yeah.
That's a dark grape, right? Dark juice. That's one that dyes your
It can, for sure.
Yeah. What's that other one that makes your tongue super dark?
Alicante Boucher.
Alicante Boucher, that's the one. Yep, thank you. There's a vineyard down the street that's just full of that. Okay, Paul, this is great. So if people want to get these wines, I know you're available at a lot of retailers. So if they're sipping in place, but they can go to the grocery store and they can buy it. I think you can also ship. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do. We ship. We've got some great stuff going on right now with everyone being locked down, and rightfully so, right? Hopefully,
you gotta be.
Stay committed, stay true. All that. So we're sending a lot of wines all over the country. We're doing special shipment offers and that kind of thing. Everyone's working hard to get their wine to as many people as possible during. If they can't come to us, we got to get it to you. Right. So So
I have an idea.
Yes.
So, newspapers are having a hard time, right? Like they've been on decline for a long time.
Yes.
Everyone just gets their news from Facebook because it's true there. So my thought is maybe you could coordinate with the newspaper carriers where they could fold this right in the paper and then just kind of throw it at your doorstep.
So chuck it. Yes. I think, I don't know, Tim, what,
Paul,
you've been inside a little too long.
I'm going to give you this as like an exclusive for Highway Club.
Okay.
You can try it out. You can try it out. People get it delivered. I don't know, with their newspaper, and it both help the newspaper business and maybe your delivery costs would be
right. We could do that. Just throwing wine bottles wrapped in newspapers all around.
I don't see any downside.
Love it. It's great.
I want to shift gears and talk about what I'm calling in the pantry with Paul. So you're Paul, right? And people aren't. We're at home. We can't go anywhere really, so we're kind of stuck here. So we're digging into our pantries and we're getting creative with our cooking. People are cooking like crazy, right? I mean, we're still ordering from local restaurants, which is good, but we also need to eat what we have in the pantry. So I've gone to the pantry and found some different things, and I'm wondering if you can help me pair different wines. It could be your wine or different types of wines, a variety, or anything.
Yep.
With what we have in the pantry. So are you ready?
I'm gonna give it a shot here. Let's see I mean, first up's got to be like the Vienna sausages, right, or something like that, or some spam. Oh, pork and beans, baby.
Pork and beans, yes. So Van Camp's pork and beans. It says here the cooking directions are microwave on high for 1.5 minutes.
Love it.
Although that time given is approximate. So
okay. So
it looks like it's pretty high in sodium.
A few milligrams there.
It's actually only 17% of your sodium. Oh, but hold on. There's 3.5 servings in here.
Sure.
So I'd eat the whole can. So
I remember those days.
So what's the pork and beans thing? What do you do with that? It's tough,
pork
right?
and beans. You know what I'm gonna go with here? I'm gonna go varietal.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go like our wine.
Right, no, varietal, it's fine.
Yeah. That's screaming for just a nice big juicy Pinot.
Okay, I like that. We're just gonna get the Pinot and the pork and beans.
Yeah, it's a PBB.
You got the alliteration going there, which is good.
It's the PPB, Pinot Pork and Beans.
Pinot Pork and Beans, the newest festival. All right, next thing, found these in my pantry. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, my favorite.
Got some sardines. These are in olive oil though, so they're classy.
Okay, that's a little different, right? That's gonna a little heavier. Okay, what am I doing there? Well, sardines. I'm probably gonna go with a nice heavy. Oh, I'd go with like a Rhone blend white, a Marsanne Roussanne, something like that.
Okay.
Although sardines have a bit more, I don't know if do you think they're more Italian influence or just Mediterranean in general?
Yeah.
Maybe this. How about this? Sardinia, an island off the west coast of Italy.
Right.
I'd go with a Sardinian white wine.
I love it.
All right.
That kind of goes with things that grow together, go together, right? So
exactly.
Okay. Things now. What happens when things get a little bit? We've been in here for a while, and things are getting a little. It's getting bad.
Right.
So tomato.
Yeah, that's just that's let's see here.
This is a can of tomato paste.
A can of tomato paste.
Like, what do you? What?
Have you? Okay, so I made sauce this weekend.
Okay.
And I used a little bit of tomato paste, just a little bit. I don't use a lot.
Right, that's the problem. These cans are too big. They should be that. They should be that big.
They should be the size of a Vienna sausage can.
2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons max, because you never use this much tomato paste. That's big tomato has you over the barrel. They know.
They know. So tomato paste. Let's see. As tomato paste as a component of something, such as a sauce.
If you're getting fancy, sure.
That I made the other night.
Right.
For chicken parmesan, which was out of this world.
Okay.
Great. It was delicious. The kids ate
it
2 days. I gotta go with Merlot.
Okay.
Merlot or a Sangiovese or a Chianti or a Brunello or something like that, right? Okay. So even though the tomato is acidic, you're never going to put the two together, but that as a component of something that's going to generate this unbelievable meal is going to be a red sauce based meal. Right,
that's right.
I'm gonna go with the Brunello.
I like it. You're going back to that's an Italian bridal, right?
Yeah, why I keep going back to freaking the homeland, man.
What's your last name, Giusto?
Yeah.
Week 3, man, it's getting desperate. Okay. We're like reaching back in the back of the pantry, and you're like, oh, I bought that in November. Just pumpkin.
Oh, sweet.
I don't think this is sweet. I think this is
not sweet.
This is non-GMO, sustainably farmed, paleo.
Yeah.
Vegan.
Wow.
Did cavemen even make pumpkin pie? It's all.
Yeah, I don't know. Pumpkin.
Straight up pumpkin, man.
Pumpkin. Just straight up pumpkin.
Ingredients, organic pumpkin.
And it's not sweet.
Well, a pumpkin is, it's a fruit, right?
Yeah. But did they add sugar? Is it sugar added or what?
No. Number 8 on the incredibly long CV for this canned food product says no added sugars or sweeteners.
Okay. All right. So it's more savory.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And I'd probably go with, one of those real big, lush, creamy, vanilla-laden, oaky Chardonnays.
That's the time you bust that thing out, don't you?
Yeah. Well, you think about like a
Chardonnay is popular for Thanksgiving.
Well, you've got
Yeah.
It's a heavier white.
Yep.
Lush.
Yep.
You got some nice acid too, cuts through a lot of the fats.
Yeah.
That there, I'm gonna turn that into like a soup of some sort, a pureed soup with some, a little bit of probably a little bit of chopped basil in there, a little bit of creme fraiche.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
the
Haitian national dish is pumpkin soup.
The Haitian
national soup is pumpkin soup.
Is that your producer coming to your aid there?
No, my producer is smart. She's smart. You're smart. But no, I majored in English, Paul, so I'm highly unemployable. You learn facts. I got a final question. This time I'm going to give you a drink, and we pair it with a food. Can we change that up a little bit?
100%.
Okay, so this is kind of fun. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate your expertise. And you've been in the wine business for a long time, so you know this stuff. I mean, not that long. You're pretty young.
Not as long as everyone else.
You're 32.
Been around 32. Yeah, just turned 33.
So, can I ask you about how to pair this with something? It's Irish table wine.
Oh my gosh, that's
Irish table wine.
Fabulous thing I've seen.
One of my favorites, direct from the Emerald Isle.
That is from the north, though. That's from the north. That's the
Well, it is kind of a Protestant
version.
But I'm pretty ecumenical. You know that I'm.
There goes your English degree. Oh boy, big word.
Oh, that's also a lot of Catholic schooling. So what do I pair with Irish table wine? There's also Kentucky table wine, Tennessee table wine.
Yeah, Bushmills is. I mean, it's just so fabulous on its own. But Bushmills, you got to go with. Oh man. I mean, I want to go with something that isn't going to overpower the whiskey.
Well, if it's like Irish, don't you just take some meat, add a bunch of salt, and boil it till the taste is gone, or what do you do? Or
so you could do that. I'm thinking soda bread right now.
I like that. We just had St. Patrick's Day. Right?
Yeah, a little soda bread. A little pumped up soda bread though, not your traditional Emerald Isle soda bread. Maybe a little California Sonoma twist to it or something like that.
Maybe you got some lavender from the garden or something like that. I don't know what you did.
Candied figs and lavender from the garden.
Figs. That'd be delicious.
Yeah, just don't let your friends know that you normally drink Bushmills with that you're eating soda bread with candied figs and lavender. When they're like, what? I'm like,
I took corned beef, I boiled it until it was gray as gray could be. And took a cabbage, boiled that with it, took a carrot until it fell apart. I loved it. That was St. Patrick's at our house.
We did St. Patty's Day. I just sidebar, probably had the best corned beef that I had in a long time.
Oh, really?
Instapot.
Okay, you're an Instapot guy. You know what?
I'm not. I've only cooked 2 things in the Instapot. One of them was freaking corned beef. It's
great. No, pressure cookers, Instapots are great. My wife has this pressure cooker that I got her, but it's like an old pressure cooker. Swiss.
Right.
It scares the hell out of me. This thing terrifies me.
It's alive.
Yeah, no, because there's always those stories of those things like exploding, and then there's like freaking whatever chicken coq au vin everywhere. It's just disaster. But the food is fantastic out of it, so I don't doubt that it was fantastic. Paul, I really appreciate you spending time with us talking about your 3 wines, which again was a Chardonnay, the red blend called
Sonoma Red Blend.
That's a great name. You should keep that one. Red Blend's a good idea for the name of the wine. Thank you so much. And I'll be editing this, and everyone go to highway12winery.com, or I'll put it down here. I don't know where it is, but I'll put it down here.
Thanks, Tim. All right. We'll talk to you here over the next few days. Take it easy. Say hi to the family.
I will. You too. See you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.